One of my clients wanted to know if I knew of a image editor that was free and easy to use. And that's the purpose of this tutorial. In addition, sometimes I rather use this software because it's lightweight and has all the basic features you would need instead of opening up a bigger program like Photoshop or Lightroom. And it's called Faststone Image Viewer. It has a CNET editor rating of 5 stars. It's free. Unfortunately, it's only for Windows at this time. So follow me along through this tutorial as I go through the basic features that I use. I don't know everything, or I haven't tried everything that it offers, but just the basic needs is more than sufficient for most people to use. So let's go through it and see what you think about it and if it can fit your specific needs. Now here is Faststone Image Viewer Editor open. As you can see, it's self-explanatory for your basic drop-down menu, rotate, resize, canvas size, you can crop, drawboard, you have clone and healing, red eye removal, you have adjusting the lighting, the colors, you have effects, view, various things, create. Many of these things I don't use. Here's a dark skin or night setting, theme. Let's go back to the default theme. And it can open raw files, PNG, JPEGs, TIG, just about any format. So that's why it's a very good editor on and here's a sample raw file that I will practice with right now. Okay, let's start looking at some of the features of this editor. I will use this raw file that I took some time ago as a sample. So you can double click on the image, it blows up, and if you click on the magnifying glass, you can zoom way in on your image. See that magnifying glass? So let's go back out, edit. Let's try rotate left, rotate back right. Okay, and let's try flip it horizontally. See how it flipped horizontally? 180L. Okay, undo. How about resizing? This is the one I use the most. Resize an image. See, there's full resolution there. Shows you the width and height. Say I want 800, you see the height automatically adjusts because I have the box preserve aspect ratio check. So always be in the right aspect ratio. Now you can save it there, but then we're not going to do that. Let me clear that. Go back to the raw file. And I'll show you something else. Well, if I uncheck the box, I can adjust the width only, and you notice the height stays the same. The image is going to look weird, but it's doing what I asked it to do. So of course we're going to save that. It was just showing you an example what you can do with the resizing the image. So let's put the preserve aspect ratio back on. Okay, let's cancel that. Let's take a look at cropping now. Another feature that I use often. Let's resize the canvas, which I rarely use. You can change the canvas size. Let's go back to crop board. What you do, you just, with your mouse, just make a box where you want the image to be cropped. I'll just use a small portion here. So you can move it any way around. You can adjust the size of the box to fit your needs. And it shows you the resolution of whatever your crop is. And you hit there, I click crop, and then I can save this if I want, which I'm not going to do because it's not a usable picture right now. So reset, and we'll look at the drawboard next. Okay, now let's take a look at the drawboard 2. Under edit, drawboard. Opens up another window and makes the image 100%. So let's line it up here. And okay, so let's add some text. Real simple. The caps locked. So anyway, here you can change the, let's see, blue. Oh, the border 0. See, you can change the border pixels. You can make it rounded corners. Change the color of the border, orange. Background. You can change the color of the background. You can move this up text anywhere you want, adjust it any size you want. Let's leave it there. Let's add the arrow. I'm not going to show every function of this text because I don't use all of them. So there's the arrow. So you can shape it any way you want. With the crosshairs, you can adjust it. You can make the length. Change the color of the arrow. Now let's make it like a pink. You can change the width, narrow, see how it works. Change the opacity. Cool. Add a text bubble. There we go. Let's quickly put some text in here. You can adjust this text in there, and then you can change the background. Let's change it to white to match the bubble. And border, make it white. Take away the drops shadow, and there we go. Just the text in the bubble. Pencil tool. I'm not a good drawer, so it's real thin because the width is, opacity is down. Okay, let's start this over. There we go. As I said, I'm not a good artist, so it's very difficult. I just want to show you what it can do. It can change the color. Let's draw another arrow with a different color. Okay. So you can add a rectangle box for whatever reason. When you put in that box, change the border color. You have a circle, you have a filled oval, line highlighter, and highlighter. I'm not really they're very similar. I usually just use the highlighter because you can precisely draw where you want the highlighter. See, there's no color, so let's make it yellow. Let's try this again. There we go. Opacity. Oh, I got the blur on. Excuse me. Let's try it here. There we go. My error. So anyway, you can change the color of the highlighter. Green. Since we had the blur, let me show you what's the purpose of blur. Say you want to blur out this text. Oh, I should have hit blur first. There we go. I didn't hit the blur first. There we go. In other words, you can, if there's any private information you want to hide from the public when you post this on any website, you can blur out the lettering. So that's your basic drawboard. Very useful tool. Now let's take a look at the clone and healing tool that's available. Okay, let's open it. Now it opens in another window. So what I'm going to do is drag it here for the video purposes. And it's a simple version of what you see in Photoshop. So it's just your basic cloning. So let's try an example here. Forest. Well, how about removing this wire from this post? So all we do is take a sample here, and then clicking on your mouse, drag it over to remove it. Of course, you really want to do a great job. It's a more detailed job that you would have to do, but I'm just giving you an example. So you can undo it, and you can also do the same thing in the forest here. Pick an area that you want and clone it. It's not as good as Photoshop, but it gets the job done. Now let's take a look at the red eye removal feature. Okay, that raw image will not work because there's no people in there. So I have a image that has a person with red eyes from the flash. Most likely a direct flash shoot. So well, it's very simple to use. You just drag and make a circle around the eyeball. Click remove red eye. Then go to the second eye. Remove red eye, and there you go. Not a bad job of removing the red eye. See, here's before and here's after. Okay, that was quick and easy. So let's look at another feature, another tool that's available. Let's see, go back to our raw image, JPEG Comments. Now you notice I cannot make any comments because this is a raw file, because it only works in JPEG mode, where you can add comments in your metadata for your image. So let's pick a test JPEG image. As you can see now, I am able to type information in the JPEG image if you want to do so. And then going back to this raw file, we can see we can save it in different formats. So that is very good to do, because you may need to have the image in a format other than JPEG. So quite a lot of features in Faststone Image Viewer. And let's look at more tools available. Okay, let's take a look at adjust lighting and adjust colors. features using our same image. As you can see, we can adjust our shadows, bring up the dynamic range, as you can see. And maybe on the highlights it's too bright, we can bring it down. Just like that, just like in Lightroom. Build up some contrast and increase the saturation. As you can see, the colors change, and when you hold down to see original image, you can see the difference to test it out. Reset it, hit OK, and it'll save with your adjustments. So let's reset. Let's look at adjust colors. Brightness brings up the brightness of the entire image. You have your contrast again. Hold down the image to see the original before the changes. Red adds red to the whole image, green or blue. Okay. See how radical change we can see. Reset everything. Okay, to save the image with your adjustments. And there are other features that I don't normally use. Now let's take a look at the Sharpen Blur tool. You can move around, to select an area where you want to sharpen your image. Increasing the amount, as you can see, it sharpens. But if you go too much, you will build up artifacts, so you must be careful with this adjustment. Decrease the amount there to hold down to see original image, to see your changes. You can do a more detailed sharpening using USM Sharpen. You have the radius that you can adjust, similar to the Lightroom. You can also blur the image if you want. Hold down to see original image. Hit OK to save your changes. Now let's take a look at noise reduction. So let me find another image that has a lot of noise in it, usually a night shot, that we can see our adjustments for noise. See that noise in this night shot? Basically, you just increase your luminances so you can see the noise has disappeared. You can adjust your detail for fine tuning. You also have chrominance for additional adjustments. Hold down the image, this button, to see the change that you made. We can reset. Let's cancel that. Okay, now let's take a look at effects that we can add to our image. Border effects. It gives you different borders that you can put around your image. Frame 2, you can change the color. Purple. You can adjust the size of the frame, as you can see. Here's a frame 3 example. You put inner frame. You can add a shadow. Reset to the default. Let's go look at frame masking. I don't use these effects, but I'll just show you what's available here in this editor. Various effects. Okay, let's go out. Let's take a look at that was bump map. That was sketch. Here's oil painting effect. Okay, then the lens effect. You can adjust this feature. Okay, let's see how we can blur an item or text. Okay, let's pick a image that has a better example. Say I want to blur out this URL, privacy reasons. We go to Effects, Obscure Blur. First we need to select the rectangular select mode and then draw the rectangular section that we want blurred. Let me show you how to do this. Okay, we go to Edit, select, it's already selected, the rectangular select mode. So with our mouse, we'll just draw the box where we want to blur out. Hit Shift Control O or Control Shift O, and that area is blurred out. Next, you want to save it, so go Save As, and I'll put a B, capital B, to designate that this image is blurred. Then we save it. There it is, and let's take a look. As you can see, that area that we selected is blurred. Now let's take a look at additional tools and features that are available. And I don't use these, but I'll just show them to you. You have a slideshow builder, contact sheet builder, other features, open batch converter. You can change your language, your skin. Let's go back and show you the dark skin again, or the night scene. You have settings where you can fine-tune your tools to how you would like them, which I never use, but available for you. You have a tutorial you can read, you can register your application, and you can make a donation. Basically, this editor is free for personal and educational uses. You can make a donation to help them to continue upkeeping this great image editor. There are icons for reaching whatever tool you need quickly for those who use these features, just like a text editor. So, a fully featured image editor. So in conclusion, for Mac users, you can use or try PhotoscapeX, which is free. Now there are many outstanding image and editors, both online and applications you can download that are free. You just have to select the tool that best meets your needs, because none of them are perfect. Faststone Image Viewer is just one of them.